welcome to this week's episode of TulipTV. Here we are today on beautiful Granville Island, and I'm looking at all these bicycles around us, and it makes me think of Holland, because Holland, of course, is the country of bicycles. Did you know that Holland is the leading European country in electric bicycles? Last year alone, we sold over 150,000 electric bikes, or e-bikes. And here I look at all these racks, I don't see any electric bikes. So what's up with that? Does Canada not have electric bikes? Or is it just Vancouver? And here's what's coming up next on TulipTV.
This program is sponsored by Dutch, the full-color English language magazine about the Netherlands and its people, at home and abroad. Canada to Leave is the online community for the Dutch living in Canada and the Canadians living in the Netherlands. Canada to Leave, wherever you live.
Hello and welcome to London Bicycles. Today we're going on a bicycle tour through London, and I'm going to take some Dutch tourists on the bike with me, and we will see different angle from London from a very sporty perspective during the Olympics.
My name is Des and I'm a tour guide at this company.
And do you sometimes show around Dutch tourists around London?
Very much so, yeah, and they make my job a lot easier because they're so competent in cycling. They know how to look after themselves on the road, and I have no problems with Dutch tours. They're my favourite group when they come to do tours.
Alright, and so what kind of sites do you show the tourists on the bicycle?
I take them around central London, so the obvious sites of like Buckingham Palace, Houses of Parliament, but then we take the back roads, so more interesting sites of London, so not just the touristy parts, the back streets and the less obvious sites of London as well.
Hi, can you tell me who you are and what you do here?
My name is Anka, and I'm just visiting here, a little city trip for about 5 days, and just seeing the tourist highlights and trying to soak up some of the Olympic feel, I guess. So.
And why did you choose to go on a bicycle tour?
Well, I did one in Malaga in Spain, and my sister lives in Madrid, and she does this. She's a guide there in Madrid. Well, she used to be. And it's just a fun way to see the city, and it's a fast way. And you can take the bus tour, but then you get stuck in traffic. And walking tours, you know, you don't see as much in 3 hours as you would on a bicycle. So.
What is your name and what are you doing here?
My name is Klaas and I visit London for 1 day.
And how are you liking London so far?
It's very nice.
And what have you seen so far?
The London Eye and the Big Ben, and yeah, we have nog 1 day. Dus.
This program is sponsored by Dutch, the full-color English language magazine about the Netherlands and its people, at home and abroad.
Thank everybody for taking the time to, out of your pleasant Vancouver evening, to come to what we think is a really pleasant location. DeDutch, as most of you might know, has been around for 37 years. And for us, over those 37 years, we've gone through a number of what I like to call reincarnations. And with this opening here, with not only where it's located, but the decor, the look, the atmosphere, and some of the things that we're doing both with the menu and what we're offering to our guests is what I am calling a watershed moment for DeDutch.
I'm the guy for Tourism Vancouver that when I see somebody on the street looking a bit lost, notwithstanding I'm in the tourism industry, I like to walk up and ask them if they need a hand. And more often than not, I'm asked two questions. One, where can I find washrooms? But secondly, where can I find a good restaurant? More specifically, where can I get breakfast? And this convention center expansion project is no exception. I was here in my office a few years ago when they put the first pile drivings in, and to see this neighborhood develop in the form of businesses, having Club 16, having Mahoney and Sons, of course the convention center, a hotel across the street, it's really becoming a neighborhood and a place where people want to congregate, not only locals but visitors as well. And they're going to love coming to the Dutch. It will be a place where people will enjoy for many years to come. And to Bill and your team, congratulations. This is a fantastic addition to the neighborhood. We wish you great success on behalf of the 1,000 members of Tourism Vancouver. And we look forward to welcoming you and the Dutch team to our membership in the very near future. Thanks very much.
Sir, you are the founder of the Dutch Pannekoeke?
I founded, yeah.
So how did you start with that? I mean, because the Canadians had their own American type of Pannekoeke.
No, when I came to Canada in 1975, 55, and I got into the restaurant business. And then when I was in Holland for a trip to see my parents, 1974, I took them to the Dutch Pannekoeke house. And I got this big Dutch Pannekoeke in front of me, and I said to my father, who was sitting next to me, that's what I'm going to do in Canada. And a year later we opened up the first one in Vancouver here, 1975. And from then on, well, look at it now.
If I'm a Canadian, why should I go into the Dutch Pannekoeke house?
It's a meal in itself, on the plate. It's just, I don't know how to explain it really.
Is that typical Dutch food?
It is typical Dutch food. You wouldn't find it anywhere else. The French got crepes, the Germans got pannekuchen and all that, but ours are just kind of in between, and they take up a whole plate. And the funny thing is that in Holland, they eat it for lunch and dinner. When I started here, we opened up for breakfast and lunch and dinner, and then people came in for dinner and they said, well, you'll come back for breakfast because we eat pancakes for breakfast in Canada. So then eventually we quit being open for dinner, we just opened up for breakfast, and it worked.
How come you focus on this location with the Dutch?
Oh, I think that's an easy question to answer. I mean, take a look. We've got a $1 million location, a restaurant with $1 million view. So many people come by, very, very popular spot. It's funny, just in this last week there must have been probably 24 Dutch people that were here on vacation, and maybe as many German folks, along with all kinds of people from all over the world. I think it's an excellent location for us to be at.
And so how come the design inside, it looks very unique, and is it a new direction where the Dutch is going?
Yeah, it is a new direction, but this isn't the first time. We probably redo our look and our design every 10 to 15 years. This just happens to be one of the most dramatic changes that we've done.
So people eat Pannekoeke for breakfast, lunch and dinner?
Well, we're not open for dinner or supper. In Holland, of course, that's when they eat the most of the time. But here in North America and Canada, it's primarily a breakfast lunch item for most folks.
So how many people did you already draw?
I lost counting. Actually, I always watch quality and not quantity. But in my life, I've drawn more than 30,000 people. Yeah, I start and I usually get my ideas while I'm drawing. So I do a lot of thinking while I draw.
So why are you actually here in Canada?
Well, if you have a profession like mine, I make comic strips, and you can do it all through the internet, and then you can pick a place on Earth to live without losing your job. That's why I'm in Canada.
I'm Harry Ongerden, and I'm the garden director here at Van Dusen Botanical Garden. We're here on a beautiful Friday sunny afternoon in Vancouver. I wish we had more of these beautiful sunny afternoons in Vancouver, but you know, this is a garden that is beautiful at any time of year. It thrives on the rain, and people coming to this garden will see beautiful and very large specimens. Our plants grow big here, they grow fast. And I think people from around the world are very surprised to see what we can grow here in Canada. I think some people have this feeling, oh, Canada, it's cold. Canada doesn't have much. In fact, this part of Canada grows a wider range of plants than anywhere in North America. So I boast a bit about this. Of course, I have no control over climate, but this garden is in a very beautiful part of the world, and we think we represent the best that this part of the world has to offer. Now, Van Dusen is a botanical garden, and that means that we have an educational mandate. A botanical garden has to do with education, with plant conservation, with display, that is, it has to look good, and also scientific research where gardens have the resources to do that. We are different from display gardens, that is, the gardens that are beautiful. I love them too, but they're beautiful just to look beautiful. Don't we all love those gardens too? But this garden, I like to think, both looks beautiful and it has that educational mandate. We're here to teach people about plants, about the importance of plants, and really about the importance of healthy ecosystems to everything on Earth. Without healthy ecosystems, we're not going to have these plants we love, and without healthy ecosystems, we're not going to do so well either as humans. Well, you know, over the years the garden got more popular, more people coming, and we realized we really didn't have the facilities to receive them, well, people want to have a meal, don't they? People want to experience a garden and have other things to do. And we decided we needed a new welcoming facility. And so we decided back in 2005 to build a new visitor center. From the very beginning, when our garden was first created back in 1975, there was something here called the International Sculpture Symposium. And artists came from around the world and created a permanent sculpture collection for us out of stone. And, you know, right from the earliest days, we have had an interest in, really a focus on art. Sculpture looks wonderful outside. Sculpture is best seen outside from all sides. And we have a continuing program. Today we have new sculpture. Some wonderful things have been happening in the garden. An African art show, an African sculpture show over the last 3 years. This year, something quite different. We have something called earth art. And earth art is a name that some people use. It's a type of environmental art. And we have brought, again, like in 1975, we have brought international artists to Van Dusen to create earth art for us. Now, earth art takes as its inspiration nature, and the artists use natural materials to create their art. It's a little different from that stone art of 1975. That stone art is still here many years later. Earth art can look beautiful for days, merely days, because living things will die, living things will wither. We have a wide selection of earth art here. Some will last many years. We have a piece just installed here that's intended to last and change over 200 years. We also had something created here by Niels Udo of Germany, which is an ephemeral piece. Ephemeral meaning it will last only a few days. It looks gloriously beautiful, very briefly, and then it's gone. So this is an art form quite different from the art of the past. I think artists created art and wanted it to last. The earth artists have a different philosophy. They are, with the creation of their art, commenting on nature, commenting on the, I think, fragility of nature. If their art disappears, I think it bothers these artists much less than the typical artists of the past. We have, you might say, a new member of the family here at Van Dusen. Vancouver has a beautiful tropical conservatory that is a garden under glass. It's been here since the late 1960s, and it was going through a bit of a struggling period a little while ago due to construction, Olympic construction, and so on and so on. And it gave the park board here in Vancouver an opportunity to look at how that Bloedel Conservatory was operated. And I think what everyone concluded was that it should be part of Van Dusen Botanical Garden. Now it's a massive structure. We're not moving it here, but you know, it's less than a kilometer away. And now visitors to our garden can also go over and see this under glass tropical garden. I think every botanical garden wants a conservatory. When the weather's bad, and that could be hot in some climates, here it tends to be the cold and wet season. Well, we've got a beautiful place to go to get out of the rain, out of the cold, and we're very happy now to be connected formally with the Bloedel Conservatory.
Hey guys, I'm Josh. I'm in Holland in a little town called Alkmaar, where I get to come to the traditional cheese market. It's only one of 4 cheese markets left. Check these guys out. They're bringing cheese along. Let's go try some cheese. This is my buddy. What's your name? Ted. Ted. Ted's dressed here in a pharmaceutical outfit. I don't know why, but it looks really good on him, and it makes me want to buy his cheese. If I'm going to buy cheese from anyone, I think it's going to be Ted.
You can try at first young cheese and then cheese which is 4 months old and then later cheese which is 1 year. And then you must say which one you like.
Okay, grass. Let's do it. All right, Ted's gonna give me instructions, but I think I already got this one down, but we're gonna see. This is a big old graskast, right?
Graskast, yes.
A young cheese. Look at this bad boy, it's amazing. And when they're sampling the cheese in the old days, you want to get the entire round, but you can't do it by just taking out like a little chunk. So this tool here, what do we call this?
Kaasboor, a boor.
A kaasboer. Ready? Ready, Ted?
Stick this thing in there. Turn around.
And get me some cheese from the center, right? Now I can eat the whole thing, right?
It goes back in the cheese.
And that's how you try graskast. Cheese workout. It's a little cheesy, but it works.
Hi, we're here in Alkmaar and I'm standing in front of KLM house number 70. It dates from the 17th century and is an old cheese warehouse. The question of the day is, what famous market happens right here in the town square every Friday morning?
Hey guys, it's me. We're on a hunt now. We're looking for a little tiny house in the alleys of Alkmaar that has a variety of KLM houses in the window.
Hi, so we're just walking around the little town of Alkmaar and we happen to find a house that has a whole collection of KLM houses.
Hey guys, so we just left the Alkmaar cheese market and we wanted to show you how cheese is really done. So we've come to Corey's farm. Corey, what's the name of your farm? So Corey's going to show us how to make some cheese. So what do we start with, Corey?
Dit is 5 liters of milk. I put 1 drop rennet inside.
Now rennet is the enzyme which helps separate the curd from the whey. So that's what helps make our yogurt or our cheese, right?
Yeah, how long ago? From the morning? This morning.
Awesome, super fresh milk from the cow.
And then we have to look if the milk fast. We have to do it op those way.
Okay, so I'm going to cut my cheese up. So why are we cutting the cheese? What's the point of doing that?
We will have only the drijstof for the milk. The drijstof from the milk is the cheese.
Right, that's the curd.
We have to move the liquid together with the sweet. See, they are a little bit smaller, and those ones, they are a little bit bigger. So the test from the cheese is not the same. You look at the cheese, all the big ones, we have to do it small.
You want them to be small, the chunks.
Yeah, but the sweet have to go outside the particles.
Hot water.
And I put it inside.
And what happens now?
And then you pick the spoon and then you mix it by spoon. And het hot water, the particles, they go open now. They were porous.
The little cheese pieces open up because of the hot
water. And then
water.
you have to mix it. And then the sweet have to go outside.
Okay.
The liquid have to go outside.
Okay.
And then the taste was nice.
Alright, so we're testing out my curd. We're looking to make sure enough whey came out.
It's like cottage cheese.
What?
Just like little bits at a time.
Yeah.
Like that?
Listen. Yeah, cheek. And then open your hand.
Cheek.
And then it is a little bit dry and a little bit fast. And then it's okay.
It's okay.
Water outside.
This is cottage cheese, right, Corey?
Yeah, absolutely.
Cottage cheese before it turns into cheese.
This program is sponsored by Dutch, the full-color English language magazine about the Netherlands and its people, at home and abroad.
We're independently produced and have no funding and no grants, therefore solely rely on viewers like you. If you like our program, go to our website, sponsor us and click on donate. Thank you for watching this week and tot ziens!